This new interactions feature lets us simplify scroll interactions by playing the target animation whenever the playhead moves. Let's take a look at an example. This page has a fancy header that should be hidden when we scroll down, and then again shown when we scroll back up. Select the header and go to the Interactions panel. And there we have three interactions. The first one defines the hide animation. The second one defines the show animation. And the third one plays these two animations together when we scroll the page. So let's click on Edit Animation for the third interaction. And if the information panel gets too squished or we can't see the timeline editor, you can move the information panel wherever you wish, if you have enough place on the screen, or you can even float it up in the floating window. So you just rearrange your workspace so that you can see all the panels. And here we want to have a clear view of the timeline editor. And this interaction has two transforms. The first one plays the hide animation when the playhead is moving forward. And it plays the show animation when the playhead is moving backward. This is defined by the play direction parameter. And we are using play animation to play the hide animation that is also defined here on the same element. So everything works fine, right? Unless we start to scroll up and down kind of rapidly, and then the header gets stuck. So what happened? By default, play triggers only when the playhead enters the transform. And if the playhead stays over the transform, the animation is not replayed when the playhead moves. So like, if I do this, nothing will happen. And if I go up, so the playhead reaches the beginning of transform, like the position 0, and then when I go down and go back up, the animation is played again, because going back to 0 kind of resets the inner state of the transform, and the flag that the animation was already played resets. But if we stay like here without going back to the initial position, without going back to 0 of the transform, then the animation, in this case, the hide animation was already played and will not be replayed as long as the playhead stays within these transforms. So what we need is a way to tell the play that it should be played whenever the playhead moves. And that's exactly what the new play when playhead moves option does. So click here on the hide transform, and then go to Add Property, Interactions, Play when playhead moves. And this should be checked. It's checked by default. So, and then click on the second transform and do the same. Add Property, Interactions, Play when playhead moves. So let's try to get the animation stuck now. And we can't. Whatever we do, it works correctly. It doesn't get stuck anymore. So why? Because now the header is hidden. And then when we scroll up, this will move the playhead in this direction. And because we have play on move set, and we have backward direction set, the show animation will be played. Let's try. Here it is. And again, when we move the playhead forward, the height animation will be played. And this happens on every move. So perhaps it sounds a bit wasteful, like triggering one animation so often. And of course, there is some overhead, but not so much. Why? If we take a look at how hide animation is defined, so it simply twins the transform y to -100. And if the element is already positioned there, then nothing really happens. It just twins from -100 to -100. And it's important that our animation works not from a set predefined fixed point, but kind of from whatever is currently the value of y. So for example, if we add a set here and say transform should be 0, so this means that this animation should always start from y0 and then animate to there. And now if we take a look what happens, it doesn't look good, because whenever the animation is triggered, it always starts from 0. But the header is actually not on 0, because it is moved by either previous run of the height animation or by show animation. So in this case, we can't use the set here. And our animation should always play kind of from the current state, from the current position. And that's why we also have here a restart on play set on both animations, restart on play, because we want the animation to forget any stored position and instead start from the actual position at the time the animation is played. That's why we have this here. And without this setting, the animation would play from its internally stored value of y transform, and this is not always correct. So that's why we need restart on play. And we also use stop other animations on both of those, so that when show starts to play, it will stop the hide animation and vice versa.